So I'm really happy right now. We've got a couple of our members who are big volunteers with our organization. But they've been around since One Change started. We have a Golden Oldies group. Both of these ladies are part of that. They volunteer with us quite a bit, especially around cooking. Rose is always dropping me off food, which is a good thing. This is Rose Young and Joan McInnes. Rose is actually on our board of directors. Joan is a past board member, and is currently, you're the chairperson or president of the Golden Oldies, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So tell me a little about first the Golden Oldies. Who wants to start? Do you want to start, Joan?
Well, it started about 10 years ago exactly. We had our anniversary here not too long ago, and we had, I think there was 7 of us that started off. Out of those 7, there's still 3 of us in attendance all the time.
And of course it's built since then.
And it's built, we have about 14 members now,
Yeah.
12 to 13 or something like that. And we talked about it one day, one girl that isn't involved now, but Linda Nagus,
Yes.
she approached me and asked me what I thought about starting a seniors group. And I said, well, I have no problem with that, I'd love to, and it's gone from there.
Great.
Yeah, we're very happy with the group.
And Rose, how long have you been involved with One Change?
With One Change? Oh, no. I did things in the neighborhood and I wasn't even on the board, so right from
The very
time it started,
beginning?
I've been in
And that's been, what, 15 years now?
something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of things happen.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was first approached about applying for a position here, I talked to Scott Crawford, who was, of course, a big part of our community. Scott Crawford is worked with us for so many years to help establish One Change in the North End. He's currently, I think, he's in Moncton, and he's leading community development for Horizon Health across the province.
Yeah.
Hard
But
worker.
he's an amazing guy. Scott came to me and he said, Barry, I got a perfect place for you to go. I was like, yeah, what's that all about? And anyway, he talked to me about One Change. And the story that resonated with me the most, which I've told Joan about many times, it's about 15 years ago, we were a pretty tough community.
Yes, it was a rough community.
A lot of drugs.
A lot of drug deals going on and everything, yes.
Yeah. And Scott was telling me about doing a tour of the neighborhood, a walking tour with you.
Yeah. We had a walking club, and we walk all around the North End, all down Main Street and all around. We got to where I lived on Victoria Street at the time, and there was 2 cars in our parking lot, and I knew who they were. They were drug dealers. And now I'm a senior. So I went over to these 2 guys, and I knew who they were, and I told them, I said, this is a private parking lot. You have to leave now. If you want to do your drug deals, go on some corner, not in anybody's private parking lot. And Scott, God love him, he was laughing to kill himself, worried that I was going to get hurt. Those 2 fellas got out of the parking lot and never come back.
Awesome.
And Scott, he goes, and everywhere he goes, he tells that story because he couldn't get over it.
But that's what it's about. It's about sticking up for your neighborhood and not tolerating that kind of behavior.
That's right, exactly.
And that's what North Enders are about, aren't we? We're trying to create something strong.
We try to
for
look
our
after each other, too.
And we do, that's for sure.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
There's been some exceptional things happening here at One Change. Anything over the last few years that you really want to highlight, Rose, that you've been pretty proud of that we've accomplished?
I'm proud that we just have this place for people to go. This community center, it does everything for people. And having Barry for a director, he just meets people where they are and helps them out whatever they need and helps them to understand. And he has a place for them he sends them to whatever they need, the places where they're for them to go. He has all those things here for him. He knows everything that's going on in this neighborhood. And so many programs come from here. There are many programs, and I mean, Barry sees that they're all, that people see them and come to them. So I think it's the greatest place that ever happened in the last few years is this community center.
And we couldn't do it without our volunteers.
Yeah, we need
Exactly.
volunteers. And no matter how good we are at something, someone else is always good at it, and they come in and they come along the side with us, and they all work together. It's what makes the
Everybody works
community work.
together, yeah.
Yeah, everybody works
And the
together.
staff, they're so
Oh.
professional and they're so, if we need help with anything, be it ourselves or anybody in the
Yeah.
neighborhood, they're there
They have-
for them, and if they can't fix it themselves, they find a way to fix it.
Yeah.
Or somebody who can fix it.
Help them, right?
We have a pretty exceptional team here, for
Yes,
sure.
for sure.
I can't highlight everyone, but I have to say,
No.
Krista Petz.
Is
Oh,
the-
she's
she's
beautiful.
tops. She's tops.
She's tops.
Yeah.
She's our team leader here and has done some incredible work in our community. It's really been quite
And she
exciting.
came from not knowing. And
Krista
came
came-
right up like that. She knows everything that's happening around here,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's interesting actually, because I was reflecting on that recently, that the staff that work here, they're all residents from our North End
Experience,
community.
yes.
Exactly.
And they all came up through various programs.
That's
So, you know, maybe working on a workability project or something like that, and they got to experience the job, and then one change ended up hiring them.
Exactly.
Because we really do believe in putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah.
We want to support the development of North End residents. So we make a concerted effort to recruit from our neighborhood, to train people in our neighborhood, so that they're better able to serve our neighborhood. You know, so-
And you had asked a while ago there what Rose was most proud of here, and I agree with everything she said, obviously, but I think the biggest thing is that kitchen, our community lunches. We get to know and see so many variety of people, and they're so excited that we have these meals, and they are homemade meals. They're
homemade
not
meals.
canned and processed meats or anything like that.
No, everything is made from
So
scratch.
that's my biggest proud right now, besides,
Yeah, yeah.
golden oldies, obviously.
But it's so funny because I know a couple of times I was like said to, you know, we'd send out Charlene to pick up groceries or whatever. And it's like she comes back and she might have frozen carrots or something. And my kitchen crew don't like that.
We don't want frozen.
We don't want frozen anything. They want fresh
Fresh.
vegetables and they'll cook it from scratch because that's the most nutritious and that's what we want to serve our community. So I think that's a powerful message.
It is.
And I guess for me, you know, there's a lot that I'm proud of, but I think our play park,
That was the
that was a
best
pretty,
investment there ever could have been.
yeah. And Rose, you're part of Rivercross as well.
Yes.
So Rivercross was a huge partner in this, weren't they?
Yes. Yeah, we waited for that for a long time. We actually started someone at Rivercross for 3 years.
For 3 years.
In order, so we have it, but also we had to have some ground underneath, and that took more funding. We had to raise money, but everything that happens here, sometimes people think that it's going to happen overnight. Well, I heard you talking about it, but it doesn't happen overnight. Everything takes time. You got to take the right steps, and
Yeah.
when it's done, it's just wonderful. Everybody, the playground, they love it. They love
And
it.
it's a very busy one at all.
is.
Right up till 10 o'clock at night in the summertime.
No, I know, I've talked to the city about it, and there are other playgrounds
yeah.
in the city. This is one of the most, if not the most used playground in the city.
And I've heard that people come from other parts of
They
the
come-
city
yeah.
to enjoy
I know
this
that,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
But also
secure
it brings
and
the
safe.
people from the playground over here to the
It absolutely
community.
does.
It brings the community together, which is nice.
Which has been wonderful for us because our after-school programs, now we built right in
Yes.
components to take the kids to the play park to play.
Yes.
And so our kids are really having some really enriching experiences.
Yeah, they are. And the parents, there's parenting classes here, which we need it really bad
Oh,
in this
desperately,
community.
yes.
And
Yeah.
this is the place where they come. It's wonderful.
And you know, you guys have worked with a lot of our employment people who've come in for training
Oh, yes,
programs.
yes.
Oh.
Remember the first group?
Oh, the first group were, They were all very good, don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that first group was special. I don't know why, but they were there.
It's the first time, it's
Yeah.
always special.
But it was a training, this particular training program was about training people to work with Bayshore Home Care.
Yes.
So they built some really wonderful relationship with some of our seniors. And in fact, as I recall, when they were here, and that was only a year ago, one of our seniors was moving.
Yes.
Yes. They helped, well, I forget what her name was now, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
No.
She had joined our seniors group temporarily, and then she had to move, but she couldn't do it on her own, so a bunch of the Bayshore girls
All the Bayshore girls
It
got
was so
involved
got
wonderful.
together. It was just amazing.
and just did it
A
for her.
blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the day
it really
they had her
was.
set right up.
Yeah, and they just did it of their own time, and no one asked them, they just wanted
Yeah.
to help. And I think that's one of the wonderful things I love about our employment programs that we deliver here,
Exactly.
is because it's in the neighborhood and delivered here at a community center,
Great.
it's a natural thing. People become involved in neighborhood
Yeah.
then and invested
Yeah.
as participants in that program.
Yeah.
And you know, I was chatting with Morgan earlier, and he talked about once you get involved with one change, you
can't
never
get out of
leave.
it.
You never leave.
You're there for life.
And we still have about half of that first group that we trained that got employed, and there's about half of them still volunteer with us.
Yes.
You know, and come by all the time to check in and see how everyone is doing, because they built that kind of connection with
And
us.
I've met different ones from that group, first group especially. I've met them in Sobeys and different stores, and
They always
get a hug and a kiss.
Yeah.
Always get a hug and a kiss.
And today, our West group just graduated,
Yes.
and every single one of them have jobs.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful?
Awesome?
It is
Oh,
awesome.
my.
Yeah.
Like we have, as Morgan said, there's been hundreds of jobs come out of this center in the last
Yeah.
3 years.
Mhm.
So I think that we're creating some real sustainable change in our neighborhood.
Yes.
We're seeing families feel better about themselves,
And they're getting educated in
And
many
they're
ways.
getting what they need in many
Yeah,
ways.
many
That's a
ways.
really good point.
It's a fact, yeah.
You know, sometimes it's about giving people the skills to be a better parent.
Right.
Sometimes it's skills to find a job. Sometimes it's skills in just managing the stresses that they're dealing with in their daily life. So we are very much built around skill development and addressing those needs for our neighborhood. Anything you guys want to add?
I got that.
Let's talk about one person. I just want to talk about Eric.
Eric.
Eric!
He's quite the senior. He's everywhere, Eric is.
Yeah. He's
Eric,
an amazing
Yeah,
volunteer here.
he is an amazing volunteer.
Yeah.
He does a lot around here. And he's
I don't
fun.
think we've mowed a blade of grass since
he's
Eric's
been
been here.
back
He
there,
does
yeah.
all of our landscaping around. If there's things to be done, he just does it. Eric is a single
Very
dad.
active.
A single dad who's what? You know, he's a senior citizen, but he has an 8-year-old daughter, raising her on his own, and my heavens, he's a remarkable man.
He is. He does.
He really is.
Yeah.
He's involved in senior games. He's won gold medals
we
in
talked me into
sports.
going.
He's really embraced the community, and I think he would be the first to say that we have embraced him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's one.
He feels this is an important place for him to be.
This is his home. It's his
This is
family.
home. It is.
Second
It's his
family. Yeah.
And his
yeah.
daughter goes to school every day. He comes here.
Yeah.
This is where he stays,
Yeah,
here with us. Yeah.
And the other important person in our seniors group is our oldest senior.
Of course.
John. 97 years old, and up
Still
until lately he had actually volunteered in our kitchen, but he volunteers for everything he can accomplish at his age and the shape he's in.
And they come
And
to almost every meeting. too.
Every
Every-
meeting,
yeah.
he's there for every meeting. Every
Coffee and chat.
Thursday for coffee and chat, doesn't matter the weather,
Yeah.
he's there.
That's nice.
Yes, I recall a couple of weeks ago we had that major ice storm.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, no one's coming to coffee and chat today. And who do I see coming in the building? Joan McInnes and John Cayley. I was like, I don't believe it. But it speaks to
my thinking was, oh, I know damn well, darn well, John was gonna do it. Delete that. I figured he'd be here, and I thought if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, some pretty remarkable people. And John and Marie were also involved when One Change was first
Oh,
developed.
yes.
They were
Yes,
founding members.
yeah, there was, like I
We
said,
did
about
things.
7 of us,
Yeah.
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 And now there's only about 3 or 4 of us.
But we've
Right,
lost,
the
we've
beginning.
lost some members.
We've lost some members,
Yeah, passed on,
unfortunately,
yeah.
and
Yeah, we've had a
we are
rough
getting
couple of
older,
years. Yeah.
so.
But that's life.
That's life, yeah.
But yeah, so I really thank you for coming in and chatting with me.
No
Appreciate
problem.
that. And I'm looking forward, to the year ahead and see
a
what
lot of
else
things
we
coming up.
see what else we can accomplish.
Yes.
Next thing on our plate, I guess, is beside working on the school project, is a new community garden, because we have plans to really expand
Yeah, I
that
heard
for
him
our
saying that,
neighborhoods.
yeah.
And we would like to have some more affordable, clean housing for people.
And that's happening as well.
That's happening as well.
It's pretty exciting.
And we've taken down a lot of buildings in this community.
We really have.
We have and other people
And
have.
other people.
But sometimes it takes a long time to get these buildings down. But when we start building, they'll go up fast.
They will go up
Yeah.
fast.
There you go.
We're seeing the momentum. We're seeing things start to happen.
Slowly getting there, yeah.
Oh, yes, it's wonderful.
And it's really about a concerted effort for all of St. John. I mean, we all, I think we've been fortunate in our city in the last few years, because there's been a huge investment in poverty reduction efforts.
Yes.
$10 million being led through Living SJ. And so we're seeing some exciting things happening. Hopefully this will be sustainable, and we can move forward and create some significant change. When I was chatting with Morgan, he said there aren't any magic bullets. There's no one solution.
No.
And that's the truth of it. Like, poverty is complex. The solutions are going to be complex.
Right. It's not always about money.
No, it is not
More
always about
than
money.
just money.
Yeah.
I think that's an important thing to
Yeah.
say. It's not always about
No,
money.
it's not.
It's about people not feeling
Human
isolated.
life.
It's about people feeling connected to their community and knowing they are not alone.
Right.
No one is alone. We are more connected than we are not connected. And I think
That's what
that's
makes us one.
it is, because what? Together.
Together we are one.
We are one,
We
yeah.
are. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.